Hello and welcome back to Ingnomia. So there's been a few updates since the last video I made on this game, and I thought I would like to show a few of the features that's been added in. It's mainly small features and bug fixes and so on, but I thought I would like to make a video about it nonetheless. Besides, there are a few things I think I missed in the last video I made, so perhaps the most obvious one is that I didn't know you could add animals that spawns at the start, so I thought I would check that out, and I added a couple of pigs, a couple of goats and a couple of cows right from the spawning time, and you can see them here. They're just languishing around at these small pastures, and they've started to multiply a little bit. So you can see this small cow here, for example, and a small goat and a small pig. So they're going to grow in numbers, and the cows are producing a lot of milk here. Now, this is not the same map that I played on last time, and the reason is that I wasn't sure whether all the changes would be included in a map made in the previous version of the game, so I thought it would be best to just start a new world, and I've just about started building it out here. Got some of the basic rooms, started making some workshops, but still haven't made that much progress. I think it will slow down a little bit because it took quite some time before I started digging down to the stone that is down below here. So I had to dig a few levels down, but that is probably to be expected. I think I should mine out this area a bit more to make sure I get the stone that I need for my workshops later on. And I also encountered these things that I thought was coal at first, but it turns out that these are actually flintstone raw gems. Kind of looks like coal to me, but not sure if there is any use for gems just yet. There might be if there is a jeweler or something like that. Another thing that's been added into the game is that, and it is a fairly small but very convenient feature, is that you can now see the rotation of your stairs while they're in this sort of overlay, so you don't have to remember where your stair is rotated before you place it down. So that is a pretty small change, but it is a very nice quality of life change. So it's a bit easier to dig and build stairs upwards now. There's also been a few changes to the crafting UI, so if you have a look at that here, you can see that there's been some improvements to the look of the UI, and some bugs have been fixed in the crafting itself. So if I want to craft well, just about anything here, I just select it like this. I already have this workbench in the queue here, but a pickaxe base is probably something that could be useful, so I'm going to craft one of them. And well, let's see, sticks here is it's probably something I want to have crafted to a certain number of, so I could craft the 4 sticks so that I have, well, at least try to have sticks available at all times. So that is the changes to the crafting UI are small, but they're nice. I guess you could call them quality of life changes that makes the experience a bit better. I also have set up my farming area around here, so I'm currently growing cotton, raspberries, is it? No, strawberries, and also wheat over there. But I could probably start growing something else if I got the seeds for it. So if I could have a look at that here, so I'll make a small patch of farmland here. So I could start growing carrots, for example, even though I only have 4 seeds for that, but I could just set it up. I don't think my farmers have that much to do at the moment anyway. And I could also tell them to start forage a bit, so that is going to give me more seeds as well. I think these are, no, those are onions actually, but you could use them as well. Now, let's see. Yeah, so this guy is digging out the what is going to be a kitchen and a food storage room up here. And actually, I think I would like to make this a bit bigger, maybe something like this. And I might have a dining room up here as well. Now, I think there's been some changes to the mining speed. It seems to be going a little bit slower than it was last time I was playing. One thing I do know that has been changed is the hauling speed, which will now scale properly with the hauling skills of each gnome, and that I guess would go under a balance change. Now we have a porcupine over here. I'm not sure if that can do anything. The military menu haven't been enabled yet, and I don't think there's any combat in the game just yet. Of course, I could be wrong, but maybe we'll find out. And it does look like this pig has grown up a bit, so this is a female pig which is pregnant. No. Oh, well, yeah, okay, so these pigs do have different textures, and so I got 2 female pigs at the moment, and I want as many females as possible, just like in Gnomoria, I believe, where you would really want to keep multiplying the number of females you had and just keep 1 male around to impregnate them, and then you could just butcher all the excess males, and that is probably what I'm going to do here as well. But I do need this. Well, actually, if I'm going to fit a brewery, a kitchen and a butcher table in here, I'm probably going to have to make this a bit bigger like this. And this storage here might be a bit small, but now that the kitchen is almost dug out here, I could start placing down some of the workshops, or at least have a look at the items I need to build the workshops for my kitchen. So I'm going to need a knife for the kitchen, and I have plenty of tables and chairs. For the distillery, I'm going to need some barrels, 2 barrels. And is there a butcher's table somewhere? Okay, here, yeah. So I'm going to need a knife for that as well. So I only really need 2 knives to get everything I need for the kitchen. And the knife I can start making once the... Well, I think that is the... yeah, it's a stonemason, and I believe the stonemason is the workshop that makes knives. Of course it needs the carpenter as well to make a hilt for the knife. But I could, I guess, start placing down at least place down the kitchen here, so I could have that here, for example. Then we'll have the distillery. No, not the kitchen again. Distillery. There we go. So put that right next to it. And finally a butcher's table all the way down here. Like that. And I kind of overestimated how much space I would need there, but that is fine. Could just use this for extra storage, since I'm probably going to need that anyway. So I need my gnomes to get around to building this, and I think this guy's on it right now. And I'm also pretty close to just demolishing these crude workbenches. I think I just need to get the sawmill, I believe, is the only thing. I mean, I only need these to make planks at the moment, so I think I could actually deconstruct this, and this is the one. Yeah, this is the workbench that is making my planks. Now, let's see, knife. Okay, so it doesn't make the knife directly, but it does make the knife blade. So I'm going to need 2 knife blades, but I'm going to make 3 of them. And I'm also going to make a saw blade for the sawmill. And that is just about everything I need at the moment. Although I guess a pickaxe head could be useful as well. So I'm going to make that. Now, is this where the knife itself is made? No, this... Oh, okay, yeah. This is where the knife is made. So I'm going to start making 2 of them. Or at least put that in the queue. Now, should I make a pickaxe as well while I'm at it? I guess it would be nice to have an extra. So I'm going to put that in the queue as well. And I think my gnomes is going to have plenty to do. And I shouldn't forget about making the barrels for the distillery. So I'm going to need 2 of them, like that. So, the only thing that remains now is for my gnomes to get to work. It does look like they're just sleeping around. Now, I do have a dormitory here, but no beds at the moment. And now I have a distillery up and going, and almost a kitchen as well. So I'm gonna have a look at some of the things I could make here. So I can make beer, wine, and fruit wine. Right, so this is going to take grain, but I'm not sure if... Okay, yeah, I do have grain over here. So I guess I could make some beer, although I might want the grain for bread, if I can make that. So I'm going to hold off on that for a little bit. Now, another thing I probably should do is add another gnome to the kingdom. And since there isn't any migration mechanics, something I'm very much looking forward to in the future, I'm going to add a gnome now, since we have well, almost played for 2 months. So I think I'm going to add 1 extra gnome for each season here, maybe. So we'll add 1, and his name is Jinkybert. So he could be put to use where exactly? Maybe, well, I guess it could be a woodcutter, but he's not a very good carpenter, so I'm not sure if I want to put him to that. Maybe... Okay, well, maybe he could just be a miner then, since he has got okay mining and masonry skills. Right. So, what else do I need to have a look at? Not sure if how well I'm doing on the food and the food and drinks front. I'll have a look at some of the contents of the barrels. They are apparently empty. And there is a lot of people hanging out around here. I'm not sure why they aren't doing anything. Got some idle farmers. Maybe they need to... I guess they could start foraging some stuff out here. Going to need fruits if I'm gonna make a wine in the future. And I probably should forage some on the ground as well. Some cotton and berries, onions, carrots, etc. So hopefully these guys will get to work now. Apart from this guy who's just sleeping in the storage room. And let's see, well, this hasn't been built yet. I'm not sure why. I guess it's just the builders that are busy with something else. I also have I do have a few carrots growing here, and quite a few strawberries, and that might be a nice supply of fruits or berries for my wine production while I am going to use the wheat for making bread. So I'm going to start crafting bread to, let's say, 5. Now I could also make a few other things: sausages, sandwiches, cheese, and cheese is actually one of the new things that has been added since I played this game last time. But for now I think I need the milk as a supply of drinks for my gnomes, so I'm not going to start crafting that into cheese just yet. And since I'm using the wheat grain for making bread, I'm going to, let's see, make wine from well, I guess I do have a lot of oranges and apples, so, and not that many strawberries. So I'm going to, well, let's craft a 5 apple wine, and then we'll have the same number of strawberry wine units, like that. And since it's turned a new season, I'm going to add another gnome, even though I added one already. So this is just a house rule of sorts that I'm going to use for now. Another thing I want to start thinking about is setting up a weaver workshop and crafting. I guess I could make mattresses and so on, which I'm going to need for beds from that. So to get to that point, I think I'm gonna have to have a, let's see, probably a loom. So I'm gonna have to make a loom, and I think that is made by the carpenter. And let's see, tailor also needs a needle, and if I know my Gnomoria right, I'm going to have to get a bone carver to craft a needle, and the bone carver is going to need bones from a butchered animal. But the butcher up here is almost finished. And another thing I noticed is that there are quite a few thirsty gnomes around here. Almost everyone are thirsty, it seems. And I do have, I should have wine being made for all the thirsty gnomes, but I think I only have one cook who has it brewing as his top priority at the moment, but it's not coming out quickly enough. Not sure if there are any death mechanics in the game just yet, so but I want to keep them well fed and provide them with plenty of drinks nonetheless. So I do have plenty of food though, but yeah, let's see, there are quite a few things I have in the queue here. The bed frame I could probably cancel for now, but a loom would be useful, of course. And there is nothing being made at the sawmill at the moment, so these things do take a bit of time, and I should probably give the sawmill a higher priority than the carpenter's workshop, because I need planks to get made first. I do have a butcher stable here now, so well, we got just one female cow and then 3 male cows, so I could certainly butcher one of the male cows, probably 2 of them, but I don't need to butcher all of them just yet. The same thing with the goats, I could butcher another goat. And with the pigs, we have 4 female pigs and 1 male pig, and that is just about perfect, so I'm going to leave that as it is. And the pastures are filling up, and this seems to be able to hold 17 cows. That is going to be a lot of cows into this small space. And this pasture here, 21 goats, and then we have 24 pigs. So that is quite a lot of animals. So I think these 3 pastures there are going to be more than sufficient to keep all the animals I'm going to need, at least in the foreseeable future. So yeah, I think I should have a I think it's the ranchers who do the butchering, if I remember correctly. And is this guy a rancher? Yes, he is. And okay, let's add butchery in there, and it's going to have priority just under animal husbandry. So hopefully he will get on butchering so many animals quite soon. Let's see if that is what he's going to do. No, apparently not. He just went to have some milk. Okay, he's just wandering around. Oh, well, wait a minute. So there have been some animals butchered up here. So he did butcher one of the cows. Okay. Now, for the bone workshop or bone carver, I need to get a knife, and I might have a knife in the queue down here somewhere. No, I guess not. So I'm gonna need a... what do I need for a... I need a hilt as well for the knife. So I'll put that... I'm going to craft one hilt, so that I try to have one at all times. And I could also do the same thing with the knife. And do I need a knife blade? Probably, or at least I'm going to craft one knife blade at all times. I could also do the same with the tables. I'll write it like that, yes, and also with the chairs. So that we have at least a small stockpile of the various things we need. There is a goat up there, or has that goat been butchered? I guess it has been butchered. And there is quite a bit of meat here. Cow meat and goat meat. So the kitchen could start turning that into sausages. And I could craft well, let's say 4 of them. And there is some wine being made here, but it's not being made as rapidly as I would like it to. This guy's a miner, okay. Not sure what he's doing up there. He doesn't seem to be doing anything. Should probably put him to work down in the mines or the quarry. Down here, maybe I should dig a little bit deeper as well. So I could start doing that. There, I don't know what we're going to find. But digging at least a little deep is probably nice. Or maybe not. It depends on what we find. And so it does look like this guy, our miner, who was just about to reach the wine over here, died before he could get to it. So if we look at the log, maybe it says something about his death. I'm dead tired, he says. I'm starving. Okay, so I guess he didn't die of thirst, he died of starvation. So unfortunately he's just lying on the floor now. And I can't butcher his corpse. That would be kind of grotesque. So I guess it's just going to be lying around there in the kitchen and start rotting and smelling all about. And I guess we have another dead gnome down in the mines. Another dead miner. I guess it was just too long away for him to get back up to safety and the foods and drinks up on the surface. Well, at least it's almost winter and we are going to add another gnome. So I'm not sure how many living gnomes we have at the moment. I think it might be 9 or 8 or something like that. And now that we have reached the first winter of this map, I'm going to cut the video here. And this was another look at Ingnomia and some of the changes that has been made since in the last couple of weeks, as well as some other features. I think I certainly built this settlement out a bit better than the last one I did. Got some animals, some sprawling farms, workshops going on, although I have lost 3 gnomes, I think. but hopefully I can learn from those mistakes and still prevent further deaths from occurring. Anyway, I hope to see you in the next video as well.